Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. It's that time of year again where I look back on all the games that I've played over the course of the year and I look at the ones that I failed to play that slipped under my attention somehow. But you know what? It looks like a good game, it sounds like a good game, everybody raves about it. Let's check it out. This is Dirt Rally 2.0. I'm not really like a racing aficionado by any stretch of the imagination. I have like basically no car sense at all. But what I do possess in spades, is good video game sense. I can see a good video game when I have it. When it's in my hands and I'm playing it and I'm having a good damn time, well, that's a good game. So I tried out, I tried out Dirt Rally 2.0 here. Um, my my background. That sounds like I'm giving an interview. My aspirations for the next 10 years are to play Dirt Rally. Uh, I play a lot of like Forza. I play a lot of Gran Turismo. I play a lot of Crew. So I've played some racing games, but this is a whole other beast entirely because it's a very, very, very simple proposition. It is you, a dirt track, some guy in your head, no, not literally, some guy, telling you instructions for the next turn and how to take it and how fast to take it and some crazy auto lingo. And that's it. Like that's the whole game. You start your race. You drive your 4 or 5 miles down this dirt track, and then you progress to the next race, and that's all it is. But it is so much better than that because while it can be a little frustrating if you've never played a dirt game before, and I haven't, this is my first dirt game, it can be a tiny bit frustrating to kind of adapt to these cars and this system of racing. And I'm used to something more like this, something like a traditional, you wouldn't know it by looking at this footage, racing situation. But this dirt stuff, it's a whole other animal. You're getting bounced around. You're threatening to go off cliffs. Of course, you have to drift. That's the basic thing. And it's a pretty cool experience. Like it's actually really really exhilarating. It's like one of those Jedi mind tricks where you just kind of like hone in on the road ahead, and like you put blinders on, and it's just you in the feel of like possibly potentially at any moment getting tossed off the track. And it's not even like you're racing other actual cars. It's like it's a time trial, but it's still really really great. And as you can see, it's also really really beautiful. Like it's some of the best racing car, racer graphics I've like ever seen. So very 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 cool to look at. The sounds are great. The sounds of the cars, the engines, the dirt. I mean, one of the really great things about it is this guy in your head. I have no idea what the fuck he's saying, but it is not unhelpful. It's not unhelpful, especially since they give you these little symbols that tell you, like, okay, so now you're going right, now you're going left, now there's going to be a small hill, that kind of thing. You get used to it pretty quick. You adjust. And it's kind of the only cue that you need to really blast through a course. It took me a few rallies before I was really felt competent on these tracks. But once you arrive at that point, it's great. It's like really really satisfying. Not everybody is into racing games, just sort of like not everybody's into fighting games per se, or even first-person shooters. Everybody has their genres that they like. But if you have any inkling whatsoever to try out a really, really, really quality racer that's maybe off the beaten path, pun, that's off the beaten path and a little bit different than perhaps what you're used to with racers, I think you could do a lot worse than whatever this game is called, Dirt Rally 2.0. You know, and the little guy in your head, he's got to be the friendliest guy in the universe because he gets really excited for you if you're doing well, and he gets like really like he gets, you know, I mean maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's a little bit of tension between us these days, you know, because he's having a lot of problems at home and I'm having a lot of problems. You know, it's not even a thing. Like you don't care. But I gotta tell you, that aside, whatever point I was trying to make here. Yeah, man. I'll call it. I'll call it all day long. Dirt Rally 2.0 is a modern classic. Definitely worth your attention. Very cool game. I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, it's not going to be for everybody because there is a bit of a learning curve. But that aside, what a game! Yeah, me and the guy in my head. He's a special guy, but he's a little stressed out these days. Do me a favor, check out God's Body on Amazon.com. This is a novel of the apocalypse, sort of like a pseudo-humor, pseudo-religious, pseudo-political thriller type fun ball, pulpy fantasy type fun ball. I should have called it Fun Ball instead of God's Body. Please check it out on Amazon.com. Paperback, Kindle, I don't really care. Just, you know, just read it. You'll like it. I promise.